Well, dear guest, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this third cross regional networking event of the INCIRCULAR project. This is the third event of the project. As some of you know, we have had two other different events, one in Lyon, that was the first one connecting the projects funded in the field of circular plastics to our project. The second one was more focused in the SMEs and how they contribute to the industrial cases. And this third one is entitled Present and Future of Circular Plastics in Europe, INCIRCULAR Cross-Regional Networking event, that it will take place today. I hope the contents will be interesting to you. We aim to know how we can upscale and accelerate the uptake of the circular plastics technologies. My name is Jorge Contreras. I will be moderating the event. Before I give the word to Vesna and Philippe, please let me just give you a few indications. The event will be in hybrid format. So welcome also to the people that it's attending online. This can be followed today and will be recorded and uploaded on social media. Our IT team will be supporting if you have any problem with the connection or whatever. And for the in-person participants, I would kindly ask you to be close to this mic. That will be the one taking the voice to the online audience. So I don't take more time. The first presentation will be a welcome word from Vesna. Vesna Zepic is a project and innovation management professional at TECOS, the Slovenian Tool and Die Development Center, with expertise, extensive experience in coordinating research and development projects in the fields of bioplastic, material development, advanced manufacturing, circular economy, and polymer composite technologies. She's actively involved in development of industrial and research initiatives focused on sustainable materials, digitalization, and lightning solutions. On the other hand, we have also Simon Kotnik, holds a master's degree in mechanical engineer. Sorry, this is Philippe. Philippe is today with us. And we also contribute to this welcoming world. So, Philippe, I would kindly ask you to introduce yourself and give these welcome words. So, please.
So it's not so easy to introduce our company in English, but I hope you will understand everything. So thank you very much for your coming. So the sixth consortium INCIRCULAR project during the 2 days. So now welcome by SIS. The company SIS was set up in 1971. So we started the process data acquisition in 2006 on an automotive project and developed a new system in 2010. And then came the process data acquisition on the market. We are dedicated to the main market application automotive, and we work on the packaging, medical, chemistry, and aerotechnical. It means composite project supporting aircraft industry and many other market applications with a market share is very small, but the main market application are automotive, packaging, and electrotechnical market. So the company now has 80 employees. We have 2 subsidiaries in worldwide, so in Germany and USA in Atlanta, to follow our customer worldwide. So we have 5 activities. The 5 activities are controllers system from 8 zones to 336 zones for application packaging market application. We have a second activities mode controllers, water and oil mode controllers from 90 degrees to 350 degrees. And then we developed in 1993 sequential validate controllers for automotive. So now we are one of the leaders for system in automotive with the validate controllers. The first activities were developing 2 software, the GC Insight for the data project for data process acquisition, and to help the decision to have a better quality concerning the parts. So we detect scraps and help to decide our customer to improve the quality of the process. And the fifth activity is for the process data acquisition, and with 2 systems, the PSP for the main application are for automotive, and the SNB product. SNB is for to help to detect the scrap and the good parts in type, and the system are fixed on the tool. And of course, we are developing since we have introduced a new service department since 6 years to help our customer for the maintenance, for the training, and for expert. We have expert for many activities or 5 activities. So it's the big department to help the customer because it's a future for us. So now the company has a turnover of 12 billion euros, and we remain at the main market is export. So last year we had 50% market for export and 50% for France. So we have a research and development department with 19%. So we are developing all our products by ourselves. So electronic cards. We have main experiences for the program for communication languages. So we develop the Euromap 82.1, 82.2, and we Euromap 77 and 63. So now we have some difficulties with the market because many activities are decreasing because of the economical environment. So that's why we reinforce the research and development to promote a new innovation for our activities. But we are optimistic. We have to, and I hope we will pass a nice day and for the conference about many projects. So thank you very much for your coming, and I hope we have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Philippe. So a nice welcome also from my side. I am on the behalf of the coordinator today here with you. So on behalf of all TECOS team. What should I say? I am glad that I see so many of the participants today, and also I would like to welcome all who are listening to us online. So today there will be a very interactive day, I think, with a lot of new information, with a lot of session, with, of course, the first introduction of our 6 innovative projects that were funded through INCIRCULAR project. So this is one of the really nice achievements through this project. So some of them are here on site, but the majority online. Yeah, and it always goes around the circularity approaches of the plastic resources, I would say. So from the very scrap to from the very waste streams to the end final products, like you can see also in live here. Yeah, we are now in the final 6 months of the project, so we are concluding this alliance at the end of September, but I'm sure we will have the opportunities in future to collaborate again. So I wish you also a nice day today, and if you have some questions or interactions, please do so. And I think it is now ready, the first presentation, right? So I will stay on the stage because I, as a coordinator, will present some of the aspects of the INCIRCULAR project. And together with a representative from a Gorenje company, we will try to kind of give you the insight in what we are doing in this 3-year project. I will stay here with the mic, so you can hopefully you can hear me also online.
Yes. Do you have a presentation uploaded? Yes. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Yes, so for this session that it's entitled From Waste to Second Life Plastics, Industrial Symbiosis in Practice, Key Insights from INCIRCULAR Pilot, I also called Simon Kotnik to come here. He holds a master's degree in mechanical engineering and has been employed at Gorenje since 2003. He has actively led the implementation of various research and development projects since 2009, and since 2014 he has been focused intensively on projects in the field of circular economy, collaborating on innovative solutions for more sustainable and responsible management of materials. I'm going to show here your presentation. It is uploaded to the folder. Yes, not.
So it's online.
This folder.
No, I put it on the live on the Teams.
Teams.
Yeah.
Just a second. We're going to
Find it somewhere.
Find it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. I'm sorry, it's always like this, some technical issues. But I would like to take this opportunity and also really say a big thanks to the hosting organization, to the teacher that is hosting us these 2 days, because yesterday we already had the consortium meeting and now at the emulation session. So big thanks, Philip.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'm so sorry for being aware that I
just check
move.
that everyone can see it perfectly. You can see it online.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. So I will start. Yeah, it is all about from the circularity approach from waste to the second life plastic. So it involves the industrial symbiosis in practice. So the key insight from the INCIRCULAR pilot. Do we have any pointer maybe? Or
Move it in
I can move it here. Perfect. So yeah, this is the introduction to the INCIRCULAR consortium, I would say, and the project itself. So this is the European project. It is funded through the I3 program instrument, so interregional innovation investment, and it is somehow supported to advance the circularity of the plastic materials in the European regions. So this is the consortium, as I was saying, led by TECO, Slovenian Tool and Die Development Center from Celje. And we are connecting also 8 another European partners, so from 3 regions of the European Union, Andalusia, Eastern Slovenia, and Rhône Alps in France. So altogether, the value of this project was close to 4.3 million euros, with EU contribution around 3 million euros. So it is not a small project. It is a big one for the 9 partners. And the focus is the transforming the plastic waste into high quality biocomposite materials. And of course, not only these streams, all in between is involving the innovative technologies, the digital twinning of the processes itself, and of course, the quite high capital investment of the core partner. I would say from industrial perspective, this is Gorenje, and more of that Simon will introduce you in the future slides. So as I was saying, we are ending this project in the end of September. So altogether, the duration was 36 months. And the objectives in these 3 years was to, as I said, start with the all recycled materials, combining them into totally innovative materials. So combining the streams from fibers, for example, for the reinforcing purposes, and combining, of course, plastic from the industrial scraps, and mix it up in the something new, what is more valuable than the resources itself, and implementing and validating into the whole new products. We are trying to somehow create environmental friendly, cost-effective solutions for the plastic industry, but not only the plastic. At this point, we are trying to replicate and transfer this foreground knowledge into the variety of the industrial sectors. So not only to the home that Gorenje is a part of it, but also to abroad, automotive, packaging, fast-moving consumer goods, and so on. So we are trying to, of course, also introduce how the recycling lines can be innovative with kind of a support from the small companies, from the SMEs. So in that perspective, we kind of support 6 innovative projects, mainly devoted to the SMEs, who are like integrating innovative solution for the plastic recycling sector. I would now give the word to Simon just to describe the field of industrial
Yes,
company Gorenje.
So going to the Gorenje, first of all, I would like to present you the background. So the reason why Gorenje decided to apply for such a project. So before the project, we made our internal analysis, which showed quite a huge amount of rejected material in our plastic production. So we rejected around 200 tons of different plastic materials. This is the data for year 2023. We found out that there is no system in place in our company to efficiently reuse these materials, and we found also quite a big environmental impact with using these different waste materials back to our production. So for this reason, we decided to apply for this project where we wanted to develop new composites, then to develop new protocols inside the company, and finally our need was to invest in new equipment. So we had to define a new milling equipment, new mixing silos, new extrusion line, and new mold for a newly designed product. So here I can shortly present milling equipment. What we invested in this year is these are shredder and granulator equipped with a feeding conveyor belt, with all metal detector, and then with this transport screws, vertical and horizontal transport screws. Then next investment is related to mixing the granulates with different additives. So we invested in almost new synoptic mixing silos. Then we invested in new extrusion line for making pellets for further use in the production, and we developed a new final piece where we can use a lot of these different waste, milled waste plastic material. So it's shortly from us. Yeah. So the complete project showed potential to use up to 200 tons of plastic waste material annually at the Gorenje IPC site. In the last years, we on one side developed new product, this production box, and on the other side we were working on different formulations for existing products. And in year 2025, we reached 73 tons of used milled material back in production. So we still need to do our job to come to 200 tons, but we are on the good way at the moment. And so as I mentioned, we started also production of plastic storage box, which is now tested in our production procedure, and it seems everything is fine with the product. So we decided for the good case for demonstration. Thank you.
Yeah. So as you might hear, we have been able to invest with the help of this or with the support of this project into the complete new recycling line that was not yet in there before at a big company who is dealing most of all with home appliance products and had a lot of plastic assortment, and yeah, this will be for sure valuable um, for them, but not only for them. Of course, they are integrating different solutions from the another industrial sectors, I would say. So considering the digital twinning and so on, so they are kind of expanding the value chain across this line. Yeah, so we are scaling our project from the TRL 6 to 9. So we want to come with the end solution at really high technical readiness. Industrial collaboration, of course, is very much needed to integrate all these recycled materials into the existing production value chain. But not only the industry are the pushers, of course, research, RTOs, and also the cluster that are involved in our project alliance is of the most important, just to spread the word and just to help and to support the key targets of this project. Yeah, next slide. Thank you. So this is the very first concept of the INCIRCULAR project. So as you can see here, so we are starting with the I would say waste streams or the secondary resources coming from the appliance sector. So through sorting, grinding, milling, and then integration together with bio-based materials. So we incorporate the lignocellulosic fibers, and we tested a lot of varieties of the fibers inside of this polymer matrix coming from the industrial waste streams. And finally, we decided to go with the post-waste consumer renowned fibers. At the very end, we got really a nice material who is processable and has a really good mechanical characteristics, and also in terms of the thermal perspectives. And it is based on the two separate waste stream, I would say. So post-waste consumer and the industrial waste. So we are moving this one into the extruder line. So to get this kind of pallets you can see here. So all the kind of steps of this process is also showcased here. So you can in the break come here, read and feel the materials itself. So at the end, we are getting the final product, as Simon was saying. Of course, without the cooperation of the testing and quality validation, that will not be feasible. And also, Polymeris were the main partners who are pushing this cascade funding approach. So to open the possibilities of involving another innovative SMEs in perspective to help this value chain to be spread and to be, I would say, more beyond of the approach that are currently in production. And then, of course, two innovative companies from France, CICE and Syncon, who are dealing with the digital twinning approach. Okay, next slide.
So can we ask questions?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
I have a question regarding the box that you guys have produced. So the box is not made of a pure material; it's a mixture of material.
Exactly.
And what's the rationale for that?
Well, we kind of want to have a really good strength of these boxes because they are loaded with and they're like push it in the stock, I would say. So we kind of had to reinforce it on the perspective of getting the good impact strength on the approach, and that is why we incorporate natural fibers inside to get a better mechanical properties, I would say. So this was the main purpose of this.
So are they recyclable?
Yeah, of course, if they are like collecting the clean stream, they can mill it, grind it again, and inject it again. So yeah, there.
And there is also another rationality behind we are producing components for white good industry. These are mostly visible components where we cannot use reuse waste material because of different fractions, and this is also the reason why we decided for such independent product, which is not where all this material can be used. The color is not a problem, so design is not such a problem like on components for wet good industry.
Yeah, it is correct. The demonstrator was carefully selected just to not kind of show the negative impact of the recycled materials for the, I don't know, components that have to be pretty and they have to be aesthetic. So for the components that are visible, it is not a solution. But for many of the product of the plastic components that are hidden, it is totally fine. Okay, yeah, so I would kind of maybe rush because I think we are getting late. So yeah, as I was saying, the digital twin technology kind of ensure the accurate modeling of production processes. So kind of a optimization and optimization of the production itself, and also the material behavior during the process of the injection molding. So this technology has been actually incorporated now on the Gorenje injection molding machines, and also on the molds, just to get the data of the flow parameters that are involved in this production of the final injected parts. This is somehow very connected what Philippe was saying in the introduction when describing the CISE key competences. And of course, with the collaboration of Syncon for the simulations, I think we are on the really good path to have this optimized approach at Gorenje. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, just to touch also the goals. So we are driven to the long-term goals. So of course, expanding the capacity of the materials that could be recycled, but are not yet here, and of course about global expansion. So with this new investment, with these developed solutions, with the technologies, with the materials, we can now go with the expansion of these solutions beyond the EU, not only these three regions that I was like mentioning, but also to other EU European regions, and trying to introduce this aspect also to them. So this is the in the below they are our project stakeholders, I would say, outside of the consortium, with which we are planning, of course, to collaborate also after the conclusion of this project. Next step. Yeah, and the short-term actions would be, of course, to finalizing to wrap up all these integration solutions in the recycling line at Gorenje. And also, these final trials are still in course for the upscaling of the biocomposites. And of course, the most intensive things that we are now coping is the replication and transferability. So we are also inviting, if somebody sees some good points of our solutions, to contact us, and maybe we can, of course, help you with the testing of these materials, or with the maybe testing some equipment and so on. What else we have been developing in this project. The long-term vision would be to expand this model, of course, abroad Europe, and increase this global reach of the circularity of plastic, and to, of course, extending to the wider value chains. Next slide. Just a summary. So industrial investment in new recycling lines really play a critical role, I would say. So we have to first have the infrastructure, then we can play with the different kinds of materials. And this project really shows how innovative can be technologies, digital twinning, cross-regional collaboration to transform really secondary products into high-value products at the end. So I would like to, I guess, conclude and say a big thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, we are here for you today for the day. And maybe we can skip to another presentation. Thank you so much.
So, hello.
Yes. Hello, Katarina. I'm briefly introducing you at the meeting. We've just closed the introductory block, and we are entering into this new block, European Industry Vision and Policy Context. For this, we have a foreword from Katarina Berber, who is currently a project advisor at the European Innovation Council and SMEs Executive Agency, the ISMEA, where she contributes to implement the interregional innovation investments instrument, the I3, that is funding INCIRCULAR. With over 18 years of experience across EU institutions and the private sector, she has deep expertise in EU policy, legal affairs, project management, particularly within the research and innovation and sustainability domains. Her work spans program coordination, stakeholder engagement, evaluation procedures, and policy development. And Katerina holds a degree in law and European legal studies and is a qualified Italian lawyer. So, Katerina, please feel free to start whenever you want. Are you going to share the screen?
Yes, I'm going. I hope that it's already visible. Please tell me if it's.
Yes,
okay.
we can
Okay. So, thank you. So thanks, Jorge, for the presentation. Obviously, thanks, Simon and Vesna, for also the introduction of the project, the presentation of the project. So do you see now clearly all my presentation in full screen? So,
yes.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand how to move slides. Okay, so as Jorge has just said, indeed, I'm a project advisor in ISMEA. ISMEA is indeed, sorry, for the I3, wait, because I was trying to fix my screen, so it's fine. So the I3 instrument is one of the program, indeed, under the ISMEA mandate for the implementation. It's why I3? Because we are focused on 3I, that is the interregional, the innovation and investment dimension of the program, meaning indeed, as INCIRCULAR is indeed a good example. We are looking for projects that are from different member states and regional ecosystems with a strong focus on in innovation and impact-oriented investment, so close to the market. ITRL, Vesna well presented the results that are trying to achieve in INCIRCULAR. Investment, we have a financial envelope for the 7 years of the current multi-annual financial framework of almost 500 million euros. And we accept proposal up to 10 million and with a contribution rate of 70%. The topics are very wide because indeed under the I3 instrument you can present any kind of proposal that are among the 3 topics on the right side of your screen. So green transition, digital transition, as manufacturing, and voila. So what is important to say is also that, and what is the peculiarity of the I3 instrument compared to other financial instruments, is that we organize our program in the different strands. Different strands means that we develop different calls depending on the needs. So we have bigger projects that are the one that so where there is our international innovation project with a strong focus on those shared smart specialization strategies of the regions that are involved in the consortium. Then we have other 2 calls that are a bit combined, meaning the strand 2A, where we support investment in the regional innovation project, but for developing value chain in less developed regions. And then the basic one that is the capacity building. So in trying to really build an initial value chain in regional, in less developed regions. In this case, meaning the value chain is not existing yet in the regions, in the less developed regions, and the project try to build which are the channels, which are the institutions, eventually the sectors, of course, that might be important for that regions. Obviously, all of these under the umbrella always of the smart specialization strategies that are developed with a place-based approach by your regions. So with a general inputs from the European Commission. And then another very important peculiarity of the I3 instrument that if I have time, I will present more in details later on, that is the I3 support facility. So I know that some of you, especially if they are members of INCIRCULAR, have already attending some of the services provided, because basically within our program we develop with the support of external contractors and very series of support, might be trainings, web trainings, or papers, statistics, any kind of assistance or study of the I3 instrument project portfolio that we are developing, we are supporting in these 7 years. So right now, the I3 instrument has a portfolio of 70 projects. This data will change in a couple of weeks because we are finally, we finalized the last investment calls evaluation of 2025. And so those data as well, you see like they are now, right now show, but we will change in May, June. So we have 300 million already committed that are split in the different strands, and with almost so more than 1,000 single participants from all EU countries. This was an achievement of indeed 2025. What is important to know is that now we have the last CAP to be called has been closed, so we are not going to present other CAP to be called for the next 2 years, 26 and 27, but we are going to present other 2 calls per year per each strand related to the investment one. So one call for investment one, strand 1, and another one for investment indeed the strand 2A will be published in May with a closing date in November, and the same in 2027. So Info Day and the launch, for example, for the investment core are really taking place in the coming weeks in May. What is the situation right now of the the I3 project by topic in our portfolio? As you see, we have different, let's say, in the topics. This is digitalization, energy, obviously the circular economy, industrial manufacturing, bioeconomy. So, as you see in the bubble, that is the blue one in the middle, we have the different projects, like also INCIRCULAR, that are involved in circularity, and maybe in plastic more circularity main focus. And indeed, so circularity is, as a cost-cutting of dimension of the I3 instrument, is not only a thematic cluster, but we really, we have different projects with and across multiple domain. Meaning here in the list, we have first, those are the projects that are really focused on recycled plastics. INCIRCULAR, the REMCO, I know that Jorge, for example, is also partner company, Jorge company, Sicapermo. So we have different projects that are focused on this, with obviously different topics, different scope, more focus on recycling technologies, or in new materials, in developing new materials, in creating symbiosis, industrial symbiosis, so in design also, as well in design. Now, why this is so important for us, and why we have such range list of projects focused on circularity. Obviously, my colleague Olivia, that will come immediately after me, Olivia is a policy officer from DG Environment, will present much more in details what I'm going to tell you in a very brief story. Right now, we have really quite fragmented system in Europe related to the circular transition, with a high dependency, unfortunately, obviously high energy costs related also to the last political and geopolitical situation, and the big issues of the fragmented regulatory landscapes among the EU countries. So that's why, for example, a project like INCIRCULAR, but also other projects that are in our portfolio, show what is, which are indeed the most important point to be addressed by eventually the European Commission. And indeed, the international collaboration, cross-border value chains are, for example, a key response to some of the problem, like the inconsistent sorting systems, and as well, like so the value is indeed to identify and testing solution for overcoming some of the barriers that are indeed listed. Now, the core challenge and that we have extrapolated from the results of the deliverables that are produced within this project. So, and thanks a lot for all the partners for the valuable deliverables that I'm reading. About what is the results, so about what is going on in the sector. So indeed, as I told you, we have a big problem of the fragmented regulatory framework. So for example, there are different definitions about recycle, or divergence in compliance or reporting requirements, as well as this will have an impact on the inconsistent waste stream across the different EU regions, and higher costs for the SMEs to adapt depending on the regions, which is the system to be applied, basically. And obviously, there are some, in cascade, some other consequences related to the barriers to scaling circular solution among across the EU. So, indeed, what is the results of the INCIRCULAR? What are the main point that I will try to also to analyze as feedback to policy? So feedback that we are going to provide to our colleagues of the different directorates of the European Commission involved in the circularity, is that the solution for the circular plastic exists, and indeed INCIRCULAR, for example, is a great example in how the innovation can be developed developed within Europe, but we struggle sometimes to scale up. This is for the missing of the investment that, for example, Vesna was mentioned just before, but also for maybe not direct involvement of the industrial, the research center, and the institutions in the problem, in the issue. It's another very important result of the INCIRCULAR was the what has been revealed by the 6 SMEs, the cascade funding example. So I read some of the final report, like for example, Clara and Plastinet, but I'm still waiting for a summary report that will be developed by Polymeris in the coming weeks. But I identified already some of the main, I would say, topics to be analyzed from the experience of this FSTP applied in the project. So we have what the SMEs has to face, so the reality, means indeed they need to adapt the products, the process, and the compliance each time, depending on the different landscape they are operating. Obviously, there is this will create also a differentiate and a variable quality of the input material, so about the waste stream and industrial process, and the reality of put in place really a coordination in the across the value chain. So there is also a problem related to the limited interoperability of the data system. So indeed, those are all the lessons learned that I'm trying to extrapolate. I try to extrapolate from your experience of the 6 SMEs, what they have submitted. And this obviously will impact in a general, in an upper scale, the scalability of the circular innovation and the the permanence and the operability of the SMEs that are involved in this sector in Europe. Because innovation is not, it doesn't go alone, doesn't work, but we need really to accompany with a different measures. Now, what is the solution and which are the 3 keywords, lesson learned from the applying INCIRCULAR is to align, standardize, and connect. So align related to the regulatory landscape frameworks. So trying to provide much more common definition recycled material and simplify also the cross-border compliance so that the SMEs can be really free to operate in an easier way in interregional dimensions. Align indeed the sorting practices, so standardize what is the sorting and the material flows. The interregional approach put in place by INCIRCULAR is a successful example in how this can simplify and can really help the scalability of the innovation in the circularity of especially plastics, and then enable interoperable data systems. So with the traceability of materials across value chain, digital tools. I know that some of the SMEs of the cascade funding of INCIRCULAR were using AI tools for the sorting. This is, for example, one of most interesting aspect I was reading in some of the final report for indeed accelerate interoperable data system and creating a more common data framework to develop the different actors in the system, in the circular plastic. So now I take really just 5 minutes of your time to present you the I3 support facility that, as I told you, is a special example put in place within the I3 instrument. So the I3 support facility provides several services, as I told you. One is the observatory. So we have different reports developed on annual basis by experts with the support, obviously, of our team and external contractors. We have a very interactive dashboard, so you can check, for example, about your sector. You can put some keywords and check what is going on, or which are the, in terms of I3 instrument project, where are they present, what they develop, which are the SMEs, startups, if any, and so on. So then finally we developed also a partner search, just for letting you know that if you are interested, for example, in the coming calls, you have this additional tool put in place by the support facility to search for partners. In this case, there is already one existing in the funding and tender portal, but we consider that given the peculiarity of our program, so for the S3 priorities, for the classification of the regions, and also for giving an attention of which is the project history of each partners, we try to indeed translate all these needs in this platform. So you can really search much more and advance the matchmaking exercise. So then we list all the projects that are ongoing right now. Obviously, there is also the one page dedicated to INCIRCULAR. So you can find all the information for each project. And then, as I was mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, we provide monthly virtual events. I know that Bez now, also Jorge, and maybe also Amelia. I don't know, because I try to attend, but obviously I cannot monthly basis. But they attended some of them. They take place on Wednesday, normally in the middle of the week, of the month. On Wednesday at 2:00, one Wednesday per month. If you miss them, don't worry, because they are recorded, so you can find all the past events and so webinars in the page with all the presentation and also the video, because we have also a YouTube channel. So all the videos, they are available, including presentation. In case you are interested in a special aspect, for example, yesterday I was involved in another meeting, and they had some doubts in how to develop the business investment plan deliverable that is mandatory under the I3 instrument project. And we have a webinar recorded a few months ago, really on explaining some aspect on how to draft, for example, this deliverable. But there are also other topics, much more wider, like indeed how to engage other stakeholders or the institution, the managing authorities that are also, for example, like in this sector, key stakeholders to be involved in a project. Then we have other services that are the policy discussion groups and the capacity building heroes. If you are interested also in this, we have different policy briefs and analytical articles that are available online. And what I remind you is also that on annual basis, we have a big event called the I3 Instrument Forum that takes place in Brussels. Just for you to let you know that the 3rd of September is only for the coordinator, so we cannot invite everybody for capacity limits because it takes place at our premises in Ismea. So Vesna, you are kindly invited, as I told you, I think also now 5 months ago. And then we have another day that is a big networking event. All of you are invited to attend. In this case, we present different aspects on political project and really also concrete with some examples of the SME startups involved in I3 instrument. Was a big success, the one of the last year, to be honest. At that time, Simona, that was a previous coordinator, attended. So we hope, and I hope, and pushing to present honestly INCIRCULAR during this day. Is still ongoing, the discussion about which are the project will be highlighted during this event, but I'm doing my best, as I told you, Vesna. And indeed, it will be also very nice to have some of the communication material that I saw presented by Jorge yesterday in the other meeting. So you can check anyway videos and presentation of the last year in our website as well. And that's it. I mean, just to tell you that those are the different stuff available in the I3 support facility as well. So I stop here because then the other slide maybe are not really needed right now. Wait, I just stop sharing and I go back to our meeting. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, as I told you, I tried really to provide a kind of overview of some initial inputs coming from INCIRCULAR project reflection that I hope I will manage to even more develop with the coming deliverables and discussion during the final reporting, in order to provide, as much as we can as an executive agency and you in your experience as project, inputs to our colleagues. So, and that's why I leave the floor to Olivia. But maybe Jorge would like to introduce her.
Jorge, you are muted.
Yes. Now you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
And,
Thank you, Caterina, for
if you have any questions, I'm here.
thank you very much for the overview of the instrument and all the things you just presented. I'm going to move to introduce Olivia. Olivia Chasse. Olivia is passionate about sustainable development since 2019. She has been working as a civil servant at the European Commission, Directorate General of Environment, on circular economy issues. She worked on eco-design and product policy, including methodological issues until September 2025, and since October 2025, she has been working on plastics recycling issues, including trade packaging issues, especially on compostability. She is also standardization coordinator for DG Environment. Her background includes, among other things, a master in engineering for sustainable development and a master in management, specializing in market finance. So Olivia, I hope you're with us, and please confirm if you are going to share your screen.
Thank you very much for this introduction. I'm very happy to be here today. Just to let you know that if possible, I would like someone from the project to share my presentation, because I'm not able to, I'm not used to use this platform to present, so I'm sorry about that.
I do have it here, and I can do it perfectly for you. Please let me know when I have to move the slides. I'm going to share my screen now and show your presentation. Please confirm that you can see it.
I can see it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, Jorge, we can see like the version for you where it says like next slide and it shows all the slides.
So,
I guess you can, in the top bottom, you can swap the.
I don't have such.
Swap display is top left. Change top left.
Top left.
Here on this screen.
But this is okay.
Now
you
it's
can see
perfect.
it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Please,
perfect.
Olivia.
Thank you very much. So I will present you a bit of the political context around plastics. I'm working on this issue since October only, so please bear with me if on some specific aspects I'm not able to provide very in-depth details, but I'll do my best. You can go to the next slide. So a kind of overview of the circularity of plastics. We have 54 million tons produced, 32 million tons of waste collected and sorted, 11 million sent for recycling, and 7 million or 8 million running recycled into new plastics. And so that's already not quite bad figures, but we aim at doing better. And it seems obvious, but it's nice to have a figure. Plastic recycling is 13 times higher when collected separately. So that's a trend to go towards defossilization. And the source is from Plastics Europe. You can go to the next slide. Regarding plastic production in Europe, without surprise, very large amount goes to packaging. Then the second one is building and construction, automotive, electrical and electronics, agriculture, houseware, leisure and sports, and then 15% for others. And later I will present you some policy aspects related to packaging and related to the eco-design for sustainable product regulation. You can go to the next slide, please. Yeah. If you wish, you can go to the next slide. Thank you. So the Commission is not against plastics, but of course we are aiming to tackling its unsustainable use. And you can go to the next slide.
So, sorry, Olivia, I'm going to turn off our camera because sometimes there is a kind of connection.
No worries. Oh yeah, I can see.
Just give us a second. We are going to change
And Jorge, could you mind please to check the sound, because sometimes there is kind of little interruption. You don't mind? I don't know if there is any kind of issue.
So Raul, you are also having this issue because we had at the room connection. We were unsure if this is us or this is.
Anyway, I can turn on my camera. Probably that, no problem. Thank you.
You're having the same problem. It's because we didn't hear correctly. Olivia, do you hear us correctly? And you can.
I can hear you.
Now much better.
We
Yeah,
we
much better now.
Second, but we're going to try to keep with the presentation and see if we can process something with the connection. Sorry.
No problem.
You can see the correct slides now?
I can.
Okay.
But you,
Let's hope for
yeah,
with
you
the
can go
connection.
to the next. You can go to the next one if you want, because I've already said something about this one. Yeah. Okay. I can start again from there. Thank you very much. So basis for the plastics policy. That's the first, the overarching one is the European Green Deal, then the Circular Economy Action Plan, and more focused, that's the European Strategy for Plastics in a Circular Economy. I suppose you all know very well this document, so I will not give more details at this stage. You can go to the next one, please. So something you're most probably very familiar about. It starts with design for circularity. That's where we can play a role for prevention. We want to have lasting longer products and that can be reused, repaired, and upgraded. We need separate waste collection in order to recycle. And we have also to enforce reasonable recycled content measures to have incentives. And the idea is really to improve the economics and the quality of plastics recycling. You can go to the next slide, please. So I will present you now in a bit more details the winter package communication that was released last December, entitled Accelerating Europe's Transition to a Circular Economy, a pilot for boosting the circularity of plastics. And I've been working personally on this piece of paper, so I will be able to go into more details, and I think it's very relevant for the project. You can go to the next slide, please. So the aim is to have short-term measures, but also long-term one. Among the short terms, to tackle the crisis that plastics recycling industry, but also plastic producers are facing. So these measures have been taken to help this sector that is very much in crisis in Europe, with in particular in very large imports of cheap plastics from Asia, and with alleged recycled content. So first, there is the relaunch and strengthening of the Circular Plastics Alliance. The relaunch has taken place with the main actors. Very recently, the last meeting we had was last week, and this should reinforce cooperation between industry and the European Commission too. Second point presented in this communication regard the market fragmentation, and we try to overcome this issue. So this will translate into two aspects. First, we'll have an implementing act to create EU-wide end-of-waste criteria for plastics under the Waste Framework Directive. So it will enable to set EU-wide standards on when recycled materials are again considered materials for reuse. And this is a key step to establish a single market for recycled plastics, also to simplify administrative procedures for recyclers, and particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises. And finally, to ensure a stable supply of high-quality recyclates across Europe. The second point I will address later in more details, but it's part of the winter package, is that the Commission will adopt an implementing act concerning the recycled content of single-use plastics beverage bottles made of PET as the major component under the Single-Use Plastics Directive that followed the positive vote of member states. These rules aim at creating new opportunities for chemical recyclers and showing that chemically recycled plastics can contribute to achieving EU recycling targets by complementing mechanically recycled plastics. Another very important aspect is to ensure fair competition. So to ensure fair competitions between EU-made and imported plastics, the European Commission is working to create separate customs codes for virgin and recycled plastics. This will support the enforcement of EU rules on imported plastics by customs and national market surveillance authorities. Just a quick word on the amendment of the food contact material legislation. That is a first step of this work, and it will allow for the creation of customs codes. In parallel to that, the Commission is also working on reinforcing monitoring efforts for EU and global markets for virgin and recycled plastics, which will inform potential trade measures to ensure fair competition between EU-produced and imported plastics. So for that, the Commission will take stock of these measures during the course of the year 2026. The Commission will also conduct investigations whenever evidence shows that the EU industries are suffering from injury from dumped or subsidized imports. And so far, 6 trade defense measures are already in force for products linked to the plastic sector. You can go to the next slide, please. So regarding another short-term, not short-term, but short and medium-term measures that's encouraging investment and innovation. So the Commission will support circular projects, leverage collaboration with national banks and the EIB, the European Investment Bank. It will support, in particular, trans-regional circularity hubs by setting up a competitiveness coordination tool pilot. In addition to this, the Commission multi-annual financial framework, including the Clean Industrial Deal State Aid Framework and Horizon Europe program, are tailored towards supporting circular projects and enhancing innovative sustainable design and strengthening European competitiveness. So your project is a great example. And finally, to better identify investments gaps and new opportunities, the Commission will launch a study aimed to develop targeted macroeconomic and macro-financial indicators in order to demonstrate how the circular transition contributes to EU growth and competitiveness. In the course of 2026, the Commission plans to adopt the broader Circular Economy Act, and this will form the cornerstone of a long-term competitiveness and sustainability in Europe. It is expected to be adopted in the second half of this year. It will focus on establishing a single market for secondary raw materials, increasing the supply of high-quality recycled materials, and stimulate demand for these materials in the EU. You can go to the next slide, please. I referred a bit earlier to the Single-Use Plastics Directive, and I will go a little bit more in depth in this subsection. You can go to the next slide, please. So regarding the calculation of the recycled content, so for PET bottles, the target is 25% by 2025, and all bottles 30% by 2030. Regarding the legislation, so there was a first implementing decision on mechanically recycled PET that has been published. And for this year, there will be an amendment to introduce controlled blending, chemical recycling, and mass balance planned for 2026. And I referred to that earlier during the winter package presentation. So the processing of waste into fuels is excluded in the definition of recycling in the Waste Framework Directive. That's something to bear in mind. You can go to the next slide, please. So the chemical recycling advantages and drawbacks. The big advantages, that's about the quality, the recycled materials of virgin-like quality. So lower environmental impacts than incineration, process some mixed and contaminating plastic waste streams. The disadvantage is that's the low yield, energy-intensive greenhouse gas emissions, and this translates into higher cost, of course, and also the risk of using input waste that could also be recycled mechanically. So as a general rule, there is a hierarchy to be observed. First, mechanical recycling, second, chemical recycling, and really trying to avoid incineration. You can go to the next slide, please. So chemical recycling complements mechanically recycling, as I mentioned earlier, if it causes less environmental burden than incineration and virgin plastic production. And for this, cooperation along the whole value chain is absolutely key. You can go to the next slide, please. Now, regarding the regulation on packaging and packaging waste, that was published in 2025. You can go to the next slide. Quick snapshot. All packaging should be recyclable by 2030. They have to be designed for recycling, separately collected, well sorted, and they should result in secondary materials of sufficient quality to substitute primary raw materials. So there are targets for recycling that will rise from 2030 to 2040 of packaging formats at production site level. So for beverage bottles, that's 30%. For contact-sensitive packaging, PET 30%, non-PET 10%, and for non-contact sensitive, 35%. This will translate into 3 million tons of fossil fuels for plastics production that saved thanks to that. Now, bio-based, biodegradable, and compostable plastics. A quick snapshot. You can go to the next slide, please. So the bio-based plastics, this info comes from the communication 2022. They aim at defossilize industry, reduce our import dependency, and meet our climate neutrality targets and create jobs. This concerns 1.1% of EU plastics production. That's still quite little. There are several challenges. So secondary versus primary biomass, integrate the cascading principle, sustainability criteria to comply with the RED 3 directive for land use and biodiversity, and for greenhouse gas emissions, there is research ongoing. We are evaluating the bio-based plastic packaging content targets in PPWR, and biodegradable compostable plastics where it makes sense. That's not a solution to an appropriate waste management for littering. And so for your information, I'm working on standardization request to the Comité Européen de Normalisation, the CEN, to have standards on compostable plastics. That's what is needed at the moment. So for both industrially composted plastics, but also for compostable plastics. Packaging. I'm referring to packaging formats. Now the new bioeconomy strategy. That was released end of last year, which was a great achievement. So it aims at scaling up innovation and investment from the laboratories to deployment. Second, to develop lead markets, especially for plastics. Third, securing long-term prospects for the bioeconomy with sustainably sourced biomass. And fourth point, harnessing global partnerships and new opportunities. Microplastics. So in order to prevent the loss of plastics pellets, you can go to the next slide. So there is a regulation on pellets. And the European Parliament agreed by consensus last October. The motto is to prevent, contain, clean up with best handling practices and risk assessment plan. and considering as well the constraints for SMEs with lighter requirements. Can go to the next slide. Cross-cutting and international aspects. So we aim at boosting the recycled content with the plastics strategy. 10 million tons of recycled plastics in new products on the EU market by 2025. There are mandatory requirements for key products, packaging, construction materials, textiles, vehicles. There is still a proposal with 25%. I referred to earlier to Eco-Design for Sustainable Product Regulation, that's the acronym ESPR. And we are also considering within this, the ESPR mandatory requirements for recycled minimum recycled content for other types of products, such as washing machines, washer dryers, dishwashers, products on which I've been working for a number of years. So the list goes far beyond what is written here. The constraints are in particular with the quality of the recycled content materials introduced and the price, because one of the problem is that it could be at the detriment of quality and therefore longevity. So it has to be really the choices have to be made with great conscience. Hence, it's important to talk to industry. Cross-cutting international. So it's important to get the economics right. There is a whole resource for EU budget based on the amount of non-recycled plastic packaging waste. This is a great achievement, this point. Regarding waste shipments, that's only allowed to OECD countries, ban on other exports from November 2026. If imports threaten EU recycling, I've been describing this earlier, but we are taking measures to fight against this. And there are leading efforts at global level. We aim for a global plastics treaty, but yeah, it's more a dream at the moment than a reality. So the way forward, circular economy, we want to keep products, plastics, and resources in their value, and their value in the loop, and that's for as long as possible. So that's why longevity should be at the very top. For plastics in particular, we don't want to have littering. We want to enhance recyclability, collection, recycling, uptake of the recycled content. Sustainable bio-based is also an avenue. And I've been presenting this earlier, the Circular Economy Act to be coming to roll out other policy fields and products in 2026. And the next slide, I think it's the end. And I thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to address your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivia, for your presentation. I think it was nice to see the policy landscape and know more or less the things that the Commission is working right now on. And now we are moving to replication across EU regions. It is Raúl Carrillo who will be presenting. Are you, Raúl, with us?
Yes, I'm here. 1 second. Let me check.
Share your
I
screen.
can share the presentation. 1 second.
Meanwhile, I'm going to introduce you. So now we advance in this block to have some examples on how those circular models can be replicated across regions and across industrial sectors. To know more about the replications, we have now a representation of the industrial uptake of INCIRCULAR. What are we doing with this material that we already produce, with the research we had doing the project, to go to different industries and see different applications and how different industries can really replicate what we are doing. For this, we have Raúl Carrillo from Ecocastulum. He is a multidisciplinary leader with a PhD in advanced engineering materials and over 20 years of international experience at the intersection of research, innovation, business strategy, and public policy. He currently serves as Chief Research Officer at the Ecocastulum, where he leads the strategic initiatives in sustainable transportation, advanced materials, feasibility assessment across Europe, USA, UAE, and around Saudi Arabia. So Raul, please, whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Jorge, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Caterina and Olivia. I'm really happy that finally the presentation that we prepared is fully aligned with your slides, with your comments. So I think we did the right job. Okay. Well, I will present how the results of the INCIRCULAR project have moved beyond research and have been successfully integrated into real industrial environments in Andalusia. As an industrial partner, Ecocastulum was strongly committed since the beginning of the project, leading the industrial deployment of the novel recycled material in Andalusia, Spain, and ensuring its adaptation and integration in 4 companies that we identified in the plastic injection sector. Therefore, this presentation focuses on industrial uptake process and how replication across, let's say, different sectors have been achieved under real production conditions. So let's go to the next slide. 1 second. Okay. Well, within the INCIRCULAR project, our goal has not only been to develop an innovative material, but also to ensure its integration, as I said, into the industrial ecosystem. What is the problem? That in many research initiatives, there is often a gap between laboratory scale validation and market uptake. In other words, a material may show good performance under controlled laboratory conditions, but fail when scale up to industrial production. That means that the innovation without industrial uptake doesn't generate systemic impact. For this reason, the industrial uptakes becomes the main indicator of success, turning technical resource into tangible economic, environmental, and regional impact. In Andalusia, our region represents an ideal setting due to its diversified industrial structure and its strong need for circular transformation. And based on all these premises, we wanted to highlight that the true replication pathway begins when the industry adopts, and integrates. Next slide shows the replication approach that we follow in Andalusia when we start looking for companies. For the replication strategy in Andalusia, the first step was to identify companies active in the sector with final products aligned with the European plastic production and focus on sector with remarkable demands. This is aligned with the slide of Olivia with the European plastic production. In the second phase, the second step, we assessed the cutting-edge machinery available at each company and double-checking and ensuring the diversification of products. And the last phase was to perform the injection trials. So here you can see a map with the Andalusia region with the highlights of 4 points for companies representing Bedmar, Martos, Guarroman, Villa del Rio, and Córdoba that are close to our province, and that's why we went to visit them for exploring the potentialities of these trial exercises. To be honest, we continue with exploration of other companies in the rest of Andalusia, but due to the proximity challenges, we focus on this one because we cover the different diversification goals that we aim from the beginning of the exercise. Let's start with one of the replication case, which is the Plastitech case. This is the first industrial validation that we performed, a plastic manufacturing company located in Betmar in the province of Jaén. Plastic is specialized in the injection molding and producing components for irrigation systems and technical plastic application. Obviously, this made it a highly relevant partner, given the mechanical performance and dimensional precision which is required for irrigation products. During the industrial trials, the recycled material was processed using an injection mold corresponding to a component of an existing irrigation valve. Something important. This was not the prototype geometry designed for testing purposes. The mold belongs to a real commercial product currently supplied to Leroy Merlin, which is the main customer that strongly demands huge amount of this kind of pieces. With the next slide, we have another successful case, which is Plasvive. This factory is located in Guarromán, also in the province of Jaén. Plasvive is specialized in plastic injection components for the furniture sector, the domestic, operating under strict quality and dimensional requirements. In this case, the material was tested in the injection of a corner fitting used in the bed vases, especially structural corner pieces for the canapé beds manufactured for IKEA. This also represents a highly demanding application because these components are structural elements that must withstand mechanical loads, have to ensure durability, and to be compliant with the standardized production specifications. The next case was really interesting because it belongs to the mass transportation sector in JCEP. This industrial case, this industrial replication constitute a step forward in terms of sector diversification. Because if we remember, in the European plastic production, we saw, if I'm not mistaken, it's around the 8% of the relevant demand. The material was processed in this company, which is located in Villa del Rio, Córdoba. It's another province of Andalusia. And the selected companies was related to the mobility sector, to the locomotives. The injected part corresponds to a decorative trim element used in the train seats assets. And the injection trials confirm a stable processing behavior and satisfactory surface finishing, which is critical for railway locomotive and wagons interior. And we see that here the main customer is CAF, which is a well-known company. For Necocastulum, this case is maybe the most interesting because we went to a specialized company which works for a huge and well-known car brand. For confidentiality purposes, we cannot say that, okay? But all I can say is a German. Well, the injection trial was carried out at CC Group in Martos, Jaén, in the community of Andalusia. CC Group plays a vital key role in supplying components and industrial services to Valeo, a leading global automotive supplier and strategical partner for vehicles manufactured worldwide. With this replication case, entering in the automotive value chain implies and operating under extremely demanding standards in terms of quality control, dimensional precision again, and production reliability. For this specific study case, we had a couple of meetings with the quality manager, and he proposed to inject a part of the car headlight because in the past they had some challenges, and they thought that could be really interesting to see how the novel recycled material could fit the final requirement of the manufacturing of this specific part. So with this forecast, this activity, and of course, for sure, the INCIRCULAR project demonstrates the cross-sector industrial uptake, ranging from irrigation system to furniture, railway interiors, and finally, automotive related applications within the Andalusian industrial ecosystem. Here you can see, and also I know that yesterday all of the participants outside were testing the plastic. So the testing trial was successfully injected with the conventional parameters, and no structural modification of the mold was required, which is something really interesting for the industrial adaptation of the customer. And this case demonstrates that the INCIRCULAR solution can be integrated into real market ready, and not only in control environments, but within active commercial supply chains, and something which is, let's say, a sector which is normally a bit reluctant to accept new materials. In the next slide, we try to summarize the four companies and some important highlights, which are critical always for the scale up, from the pilot to the reality. Do we need modification of the existing machinery? No. Do we need to modify the existing mold? No. So that represents a milestone, a positive milestone of this INCIRCULAR project. And with this, we end our presentation. I tried to condense everything in the most visual way. And if you have any question, we are here for solving it. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Raúl, for this nice and really well explained process we follow with the different replicators. It is indeed really interesting to see how, in this case, it's Andalusia who was replicating and using the materials, and it's the partner, the region in the partnership that it's the less developed region according to the innovation scoreboard of the European Union. It's the less developed region, and we've been finding interesting cases to replicate the INCIRCULAR model. Now we are moving to know more about the replication across sectors. In this case, we are not talking about boxes, where we've already seen different sectors at the end, but in this case, we are interested in knowing more about how Adria Mobile uses the materials and the use case for design, according to Matthias Kopp. Matthias is a director of product development and research and development in Adria Mobile, where he leads strategic engineering and design initiatives for one of Europe's premier leisure vehicles manufacturers. His expertise lies in product innovation, technical experience, driving the evolution of caravan and motorhome design in a competitive global market. Matthias, your presentation is in the shared folder, right?
Yes.
I'm going to open
Should
it
be.
and share with our online audience. I'm just asking our the audience online if you can see the presentation.
Yes, we
Not
sorry, we can
yet.
see.
I cannot see the
Yes.
presentation yet.
Somehow loading now.
I see the desert.
Okay.
Now?
I see the presentation.
Now
You
yes.
can see
Okay.
it, okay.
Now
So-
yes. Now yes. Yeah. Now yes.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, whenever
Okay.
you want.
For your word. I can hardly hide myself where I come from. First, I will represent our company because it's part of our company rule, and later I will share with you some our topics that will be more interesting for you. What to do now?
No.
Well, Adria Mobil is actually a producer of motorhomes, caravans, and vans located in Slovenia. This is our history in one slide. We started our story in 1965 with first caravan, which was sold to Sweden. Then some milestones from our history was first semi-integrated vehicle in 1982, then first van in 1995, maybe mobile home 2002, integrated on 2010, and then we just widened our portfolio. Maybe introduction back is in 2022, where we started integrated vehicles on Mercedes-Benz chassis. Last year we had a 60th anniversary, so it is quite a long story. We have our own mission and vision. Our mission is that we inspire for memorable mobile leisure time experiences, and our vision is to create or to be the most desirable, memorable, and sustainable recreational vehicle brand. Our Adria Mobil group consists of different sections. The greatest one is Adria Mobil, so this is production of motorhomes, caravans, and vans. We also produce mobile homes and glamping tents. We own our furniture factory, joinery, and also a wide distribution net. We have our own units in UK, Denmark, Switzerland, Spain, and Benelux, and also some services. Altogether, we produce almost 16,000 units. So this is altogether motorhomes, caravans, vans, including mobile phones, under Adria brand. We employ 2,000 people, and our turnover is more than 760 millions. We are present in 30 countries, so on more than 500 sales points. We have one of the largest RV production unit in Europe under one roof. We own two different production sites. So one is located in Novo Mesto, where we produce motorhomes and caravans, and also we also produce the walls, these big white elements for walls, roof, and rear walls in Novo Mesto. 800 people works there. We have 4 assembly lines and one panel shop. Tech is so we can assemble on these 4 lines around 45 units per day. Second production unit is beach, where we create or when we assemble vans. It is for 4 years old production. Production tech is 20 minutes, so we can produce till to 20 units per day with 200 employees. We own 2 different brands. So one is Adria and second one is Sun Living. This is, let's say, more entry level brand of Adria.
but created on the same line. This is our portfolio. Altogether, we offer almost 300 different product types. So from motorhomes, caravans, and vans, and right side down, you can see also the portfolio of sun leading, so entry line vehicles. Actually, we produce more or less everything what RV can offer, except these bigger motorhomes on truck chassis. From integrated vehicles to semi-integrated to compact on motorhomes, caravans from big Castella, which looks like also already like a small mobile home, and to Altea Action. On vans, we offer 3 different types, let's say. One is 4x4 line on Mercedes, Fiat and Citroën chassis as a major or the biggest part, and also we offer Ford chassis on motorhomes on Sunny. We put sustainability in our, let's say, core company values. So we set 6 pillars to remind us to be careful on this sustainability, and also it is somehow reminder for each sector what they should do in by their work to be as sustainable as green as they could be. Our engagement in Circular project a few months ago, Vesna gave me a call. We have new material. Would you be able, or would you like to check? As we were part of different projects in cooperation with TECOS, this was the first project with the, let's say, background from sustainable point of view. The first, this was the aim of a project, was to use post-consumer polypropylene, reinforce it with some fibers from newspaper, and create new material that will be able to use it in our products. We created distance holder, which is actually located in let's say a part of between 2 floors. So one is the main floor, and it is actually divided or support between the main floor and the upper floor. And in this let's say part, we hide all the installations, so gas, electricity, water, battery boxes, and much more. Also some storage places. This was created also. We prepared some prototypes, and also we sent this completed vehicle to Rally Dakar. We were partner of KTM, so we support them with our vehicle, and to have let's say real test in desert condition. The second one was a project was called Cirti. The aim of that was that we have some elements that is delivered from Fiat or from Citroën to our company, that we don't use it. So I marked it in red color. It is actually waste for us. We decided to regrind it and give this material new life. So we created a second part. It is actually a holder for coffee or some drink or for playing cards, located in actually in a passenger row, inserted in a table. We also, out of that material, we try to use it as we can, or we try to give it in different products. So here we have some small products. We actually use it in our vehicles, and also some other possible location of use. These are small trays for screws that we have in production line, and also big logistic boxes. Similar story to that from Murenia. One maybe interesting for you or not, I don't know. This is also one project. It is not used the recycled material, but can be very easy to recycle afterward. You know that we have our main challenge is the mass of a vehicle, so we would like to decrease the weight of a vehicle, and this is one version how we change the wooden cupboard, and instead of wood we used expanded polypropylene. So this black part is actually expanded light polypropylene. In one when we gained, or we managed to decrease the weight for 20 kilos. So it is quite a lot. So what is our story with INCIRCULAR? New material was there was a wish to check if it is appropriate for our elements. We used exactly two these elements that I'm talking about. So it is actually polypropylene with some fibers. We selected two let's say trial test elements. One is distance holder and this tray for bottles. Processing, as also Raul mentioned, it is very material that is not tough, or it is similar to the virgin polypropylene. So the processing is not a problem. It can be used with any major problems. You can also easily catch the process condition, and so it is not any problem to use it in to create to do this element. We also performed some small tests. All this end product met all the functional and quality requirements and are suitable for interior, let's say, semi-structural applications. If we would like to use it for structural, we need to modify the tool, maybe to increase the safety factor, because of you don't know how replicable or what will be the repeatable strings. Yeah. So we have to maybe increase the safety factor to be on a safe side. Maybe one also problematic or not is color, but since we can have some
Extra ribs.
extra
Ribs.
but master batches we can catch whenever which color we want, but maybe also for good marketing it is not necessary, because we can put this info. We have this in mind to put it on a visible site to give info to customer. Look, we created something. We would like to be green, and if the marketing is right, we don't see any problem to sell it also to uncolored. Let's say. At the end, we see strong potential, so it is a quite good material, and it can easily be applicable to multiple components, as we can see also on that slide. Also for some other elements.
The question is like last component. I checked yesterday the component, the parts we have produced for the samples. It must be if we can industrialize this production of parts like that, it must be some kind of a big volume. So to catch the volume to produce this part, you must have the same plastics recycled, and I check the last presentation. You have 2,000 tons per year volume, potential volume, correct?
Our waste is around 10 tons polypropylene and around 50 tons of plastic foils.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and some, I don't know, 3 tons or 5 tons of ABS. So this is our waste. This is out of that we can produce new materials.
You must have a high available volume to produce it. For example, this.
But this is a part of valuable car or valuable product at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, that's everything from my side. If you have any additional questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much.